October 2nd, 2019, the stock market crashed 494 points. The Dow closed at 26,078. Everybody's asking, is there a recession coming? Yes, there's a recession coming. You're going to lose about 40% of your money in the market. And if you're not in the market, you'll probably just lose your job. So the question is, what are you going to do with that other 60%? There's two options. One, you could give it to me and I could pay my house off. Two, you just buy gasoline, pour it on that 40% so it burns faster, and then I could get into the stock market. This is Take the Pizza. I'm the host, Mike Stigs. A lot of people worried about the economy right now. You know, I was looking up the big crash in 1987. The stock market crashed 508 points. The Dow closed at 2,246. See, that was the problem. You lose 508 points, you only have, let's say you have $508 you lost. You only got $2,246 in your bank account. That's a big hit. You see, today's hit was not that big. You lost $494. You have $26,078 left over. You're like, no big deal. I'll get it back. You know, take out, $500, put it on the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know, take another $1,000, put it on the Golden Knights. And then you take another $200-300 and you put it on the Washington Capitals plus a goal and a half. You see, that's the market I play. I play the sports market. That's how you make money. I haven't been in the stock market since September 12th, 2001. I pulled out of the market September 11th. As soon as the second building fell, I went home and I said, forget it. I'm out of the market. 10 minutes later, building 7 fell. I said, you know what's going to happen? The stock market's going to fall. And then they's like, all right, we're not going to open the stock market for the rest of the week. And then when it opened, boom, it crashed. And then 5-6 years later, 2008, what did the market close down? 777 points on September 29th, 2008. And that was the start of the big recession that everybody lost almost everything. Houses, cars, jobs, everything. I just lost my job. I didn't lose my house or my car. Actually, I went out and bought a car after I lost my job because I was like, hey, they're not selling cars. I could get a good deal. I got a smoking deal on a new car. That's why I still have the car. You know, I had a Honda Civic and I traded it in, same price for a Kia Sorento. There you go. I didn't have to pay any money. Even swap, because that's how bad the economy was getting. Nobody had money. The banks weren't loaning money, so the cars were just sitting on the lots. And that's what I did. I scooped up a new car. Had no job. Didn't need it. Didn't need a job to get a new car. The car I had was worth money. Now, the Sorento ain't worth shit. It's worth $500 trade-in value. Maybe $700 on the street. It's got low miles, 88,000 miles. And this is the way I book cars. A lot of people don't understand. You look at that Kelley Blue Book. Kelley Blue Book doesn't know anything. Kelley doesn't buy cars. The way you book a car, so if the car runs and drives and it doesn't have a problem, automatic $2,000. If the air condition works, you add another $1,000. So that's a $3,000 car. Not according to Kelley. Kelley Blue Book, $500. Ugats. My car's worth more than $500. I see cars that are for sale for $4,000. Need transmission work, the air conditioning's broken, and the windows aren't working. Why is that car $4,000? It doesn't matter about that. This is Take the Pizza, and my point is hockey season has started, and that's where you should be investing your money. Some people are like, you should get into Bitcoin. You should buy gold. Gold is too expensive right now. So I buy hockey pucks, right? So I got the Toronto, I got the Golden Knights, and I got the Washington Capitals plus a goal and a half. Those are my investments for today. Those are going to cash in. Maybe one might not. I'll still get 2, but I'm going to get 3. Those are my investments. I invest in teams. Every 3 hours, I'm going to know the result. You buy a stock in a company, you don't even know. You know the CEO, the guy who runs the whole thing, but do you know all the team players? No, you have no idea. And then you got to wait for the quarter earnings to see if they made any money. Tesla down 5% because they missed their mark. Ottawa just scored, and it's 3-2. Now I'm losing on the Toronto game. But hey, there's 12 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second period. More than half the game is left. Those are my investments. This was an investment podcast today. Well, the good news is they waved the goal off, so it's 2-2. So Ottawa did not go up 3-2 on the lead. And then all of a sudden, Toronto scores. So now it's 3-2 Toronto. So all of a sudden, in a minute, I went from losing to winning. That's the way it is. But you know, that's the thing when you bet sports, you can watch the people play. It's like watching people work. You know, if you buy stock in Ford, you can't go down to the Ford plant and watch the peoples build a Ford Ranger or an F-150 or a Mustang. You can't go to AutoZone and walk in there and the guy goes, I need an oil filter. And then you go, well, you should also get a battery, and you also should get, you should do your timing chain because, I have stock in this company and I need you to buy more parts. You can't do that. You don't see the guy at the counter trying to upsell the timing chain that he probably doesn't even need. But hey, because, he's supposed to make money, and then if you buy the right stock, it's supposed to go up because that's the way the stock market crumbles. And that's what's going to happen because it's going to crumble, all right. And you've been warned. You've been warned. All right, so St. Louis is now up 1-0. See? So I got the goal and a half with the Capitals. So St. Louis Blues, the ones who won the Stanley Cup a couple months ago, this is game one. This is day one of the NHL season. And that's why the Capitals, I took a goal and a half because you got Ovechkin. If you could bet the Capitals and you could get a goal and a half, because normally they're usually given a goal and a half, but because they're playing the Stanley Cup champions, they're like, well, we're going to give the Capitals a goal and a half. And you know what? The Capitals won the Cup 2 years ago. So these are two Stanley Cup teams right here. So anytime you could get a Stanley Cup team and you're getting a goal and a half, you take it. That's the way it goes. You got Ovechkin. Ovechkin's going to score 50, 60 goals this year. He'll probably score 2 in this game. I mean, the game just started. It's 6 minutes in, down 1-0. Of course, it's playing in St. Louis, and they just raised a banner saying that they're the Stanley Cup champions. But now, looks like Washington's going to get a power play here. There's a shot saved by Binghamton. Meanwhile, Binghamton was a third-string goalie last year. Anyway, this is not even funny anymore. I was on a tear, and then I started to see. It's a thing. I got 2 games I'm watching on the TV on the right. I got Toronto, Ottawa, 3-2 right now, Toronto. And then over here on the TV on the left, I got the Capitals St. Louis Blues, and the Capitals are losing 1-0. You add my goal and a half, so it's 1.5 to 1 if you don't have a calculator or if you're driving and you don't want to sit there and count on your fingers because you should have your hands on the steering wheel. And I never drive with 2 hands on the steering wheel. It's like very rare. Like maybe 10% of the time I drive with 2 hands on the steering wheel. Usually I got the left hand at 12 o'clock. This is Take the Pizza. This was a funny podcast to about 3 minutes ago.